Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. I say welcome to 127th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. I will say big sorry for starting a little late, but I'll tell you that the market has always seen for the past 1 week, we have seen the market oscillating up and down, and that oscillation has continued, as to speak now. For that, the market remain in that direction. But the good thing is that back home here, we are seeing a little improvement in our market. In our market. For that, it's a good sign for where we are going from here. But I would say that the stock market across the globe open, in a mixed direction. We are seeing that the macro economy and the expected further rate hike has kind of dampened sentiment in the market, or also say influence sentiment for many investors are really on the sideline to see where the market is going across the globe. But with all eyes on August data to ascertain the real economic position and way forward. If the data they were looking forward to give a sign that whether there should be further hike or not. But as confirmed in the last Friday speech that the US Fed will continue to also hike rate whether there is a slowdown. But this morning we are seeing another inflation figure emerging from the eurozone, and this is also hitting high again from 8.6 we saw in July to about 9.1 in August. This also a signal that those central bank in that environment are also likely to increase rate, and that also reflected on the price of oil, and that has also further dampened oil demand and also influencing oil price movement. As we speak, oil price has gone below really $100 around trading around as we speak now, around 54 56 dollar per barrel as we speak. And this also is a pointer that this oil price that is pulling back is also moving straight to like 3 months consistent down. That means that this is like the lowest in the last 3 months in terms of price performance for oil. All these are what's shaping market oscillation in the global market. Saying that also the growth in France and also in China, looking at China, manufacturing activities, index that were released, but they saw also like 2 months contraction, back to back for that China. These are also what people are looking at. The COVID-19 lockdown are also dealt with China, and not only that, the geopolitical tension around what is happening in Taiwan and also in China, and all these are also influencing activities in that zone. But don't forget that yesterday I said that China brought out what we call a stimulus package to kind of stimulate its economy again, while other climate of the world are looking at tightening what monetary policy. These are the things that is shaping the market around the world as we speak now. Like I said, oil price has also remained in the downward direction because of what the fear of what of recession. That means the demand capacity of many people will drop, and even because when there is a high interest rate and also further hike in rate, that also is a pointer that the fear of recession has kind of resurfaced again because of this rate hike expectation in the month of September. This is what is also shaping that market as we speak. But in this hour now, if you look at the US market indices, I will tell you that it still missed as Dow Jones and S&P are in red, and Nasdaq is in green. In the same direction for European market, you can see that most of the European stocks are also in red as we speak now, just as a result of this latest news that came from that zone about what the hike, or expected hike in the rate, which is they're looking at around 75 points again. And this had made the stocks in that region to hit almost a 6-week low. This tells you that this continued rise in inflation is also inflation. And you don't forget that also when there's rate hike anywhere in the world, the equity market, other investment windows suffer for it, because when there's they're about to go movement of flow of fund from one point to another, and that is what is also driving this market as we speak. But if you come back here, as I said, the Asia market and the Africa market are still mixed. Why back home now as we speak, you can see that the NGS is trading in the green as we speak now at this hour, which also you can see that more stocks also are surfacing or showing on the gainers list for today, which is also a good sign after the market had about 2 days start trending as a result of what? This illiquidity that is in the market, but we are seeing positive news coming from the banking sector as all eyes are still on more of the interim dividend paying banking sector that are yet to bring the result. But the ones we have seen so far, like I said, I said yesterday about that Fidelity has make move which has notified exchange of acquisition of 100 percent of Union Bank in UK. And this is another factor that will drive liquidity for that bank and at the same time their profitability margin if looking at where the bank is coming from. And incidentally, just like coincident, in the evening yesterday, we saw the bank releasing what? Releasing their half year result. And I'll tell you, then all standard, all the profitability ratio that I've seen in that result shows that Fidelity is waxing strong, and that is a bank that many investors should also be looking at because the number emanating from Fidelity it shows that the bank is heading to somewhere, and that is how to invest. Like I said, that every investment is against expectation, and when you are seeing sign a company or a bank or growing their earning power, expanding. I said yesterday that most companies might choose to grow organically, while some want to grow through acquisition and merger. You can see the line. You can see that Access Bank and the Fidelity is showing now, and also it's also a kind of a pointer what to expect from the takeover, recent takeover of Union Bank by TT Bank. Is that if the London branch is being sold for or acquired by another bank, is it possible that this bank is also pointing out that they might delist or not? But let's take a finger cross for that of Union Bank because if you know that TTB has about almost 96 or 94% of the bank, which the deal was done around 7 naira. If as we speak now, they come for either tender offer for what I mean tender offer going to do, or they'll take tender monetary takeover, or that will come for investors in that position. I will say you should see your position and what we saw what happened yesterday that even those that have just filing or kind of fill their form for the tender offer for Honeywell, you can see that most of them have gotten their cash now. They can actually go ahead and invest. These are despite there is slow liquidity in the market, but it's another way of getting liquidity, and this is what I expect that it will also shape the market as we speak. Stock market investors around the globe as we speak now are really entering into what I call a very high volatile period. Why I say high volatile period? Being the last month of the third quarter, we expect that this month we will see a lot of oscillation up and down. This oscillation is what's going to work, what is going to drive prices up and down for this industry. On that, for the market, sorry. On that note, all eyes are on what on macroeconomic data. At the same time, we are looking to see some banking expected earnings to hit the market as week now. And at the same time, the outcome of what the MPC meeting that's likely to come in what in September. This will also determine the level of liquidity that will be in the market, and that liquidity is what will support our market as we speak now. If that happens, we expect that this market will also take a good direction from here because don't forget that we said sell in May and also buy in October. And October is already the corner. And those that are smart investors will start positioning ahead of October in this month of what September. For that, we expect that things also was delayed. I believe that in the first 2 weeks of September, we see market of the why as on the third week might see people taking position what in this market. But I believe that will also attract a flow into the market. For that, you as a investor or trader, let your goal guide you. Don't forget to use your stop loss in anything you are doing. Know your entry and your exit strategy, your profit target. Like I said in the last class, that after you've gone through you have your trade setup, your routine activities, if you see that the market is not friendly or the volatility is not what you can still take a little break in the market and watch to see where the market is going. And that's why I said this is the time for you to expect more volatility in this month, and also let your new strategy guide you because the market has changed, and what market has changed, new strategy is what expected. The technical analysis that we are using has also evolved. If you are still using the same strategizing because most of the things in that in the technical analysis has changed. For that, you must apply, using what is happening in the market to read the charts so that you're able to catch your entry and your exit on time. Because I believe that is what we expect. Because don't take most time that the top are already formed. There must be a compulsory pullback, fine, but you must watch, and that will guide you because these are the basic things. But you need to take steps to follow what is happening in the market to know exactly where you should be. These are what's supposed to guide you at any given time. These are the things you expect to know in the market, because as a trader or investor, you need to understand where you are in the market for exactly to know what to do before others take advantage of the market. Because the market is about first come, first serve. Those that enter stock at a lower price, they are likely to sell at a higher price. They are likely to sell at a higher price. That will also guide you as what, as a trader or investor in the market. This is very, very important. As a investor, don't for me, this is how you should go around now for investors to do at this particular time, because that is the only way you should go. Because I believe that once this is done, you are already in the right position to go with the market. Yes, because of our time, we quickly look at the number that came from Fidelity, and the one that came from no Ella Lake was for their full year. I'll tell you that those numbers are still not no comparing period are still negative. For that, we need to leave that number. But we look at the audited account for half year that came from no from Fidelity Bank as at no at the end of trade yesterday. We expect that this thing to guide you as an investor to know exactly what to do, and that is what we're going to do now. I want to look at the fundamentals of this company, their number that were in the market. How is it different from others, or what you also expect from what from Fidelity going to the future on the strength of this number? We are seeing that the bank is trying to make some moves. That tells you that this bank is a bank that you should look at. Like I said, that the information of entry dividend and expectation of entry dividend from other banks, these are what should also support the market as we speak at this time. When this is done, we are also expect that the UPA results, what they call UT code, and the assets will also add more weight or more positive sentiment to the market. As we speak now, if you look at the number that emanated from for Fidelity Bank, I'll tell you this number meets all our criteria as Investdata, because we know what we call a quality earnings that has to come with value and growth. I will tell you these numbers came with growth, and at the same time there's value in it. For that, investors should also keep their eyes. Especially those that are thinking medium and long, I think at this time start taking the way of Fidelity. Don't forget what they did for 2021 financial year that moved the price from as low as 190, about 200 naira to almost 4 naira before coming down to where it is today. And this with this new move, this bank is also moving to another realm. We know that yes, is the leader in the second tier banks, but with this number, it's a good one. That's why we need to look at it together before we go into the real, technical or the live market. As we speak now, Fidelity top line, which is the gross earnings, moved from 112.3 billion to 154.84 billion. That is about a 38% change. For me, this is huge, and it's a good point, because that means this bank is entering another business. They are expanding, they are growing their share in the market, in this financial market, which is good. If you look at the PAT after we have considered all the expenses, and you can see that if you look at the result very well, we notice that the cost of a lot of even cost of sales, cost of their interest, everything was on increase. And if you look at also other income from the other incomes for the bank, also have a decline. But I believe that the bottom line, which is the PAT that moved from 19.31 billion to 23.31 billion, about 20.7% up. This is also good. I'll tell you, like, that your top line must be 20% above. You can see this one meet it, and for me, it's a good number in all ramification for what for Fidelity. The EPS moved from 67 kobo to 80 kobo for half year. That means as at half year, Fidelity is having an any pressure of 80 kobo. You can easily project or do a forecast of for this, you could expect the earnings between 180 to 2 naira at the end of the year if they sustain this tempo of the world of performance in the third quarter and the full year. And also, if you look at the net interest income for Fidelity, there's an improvement, and I believe that despite the cost of fund that might likely slow down the profit net interest margin for banks, the banks will still maintain what a positive interest income, and that also have a way of what supporting their bottom line at the end of the day. As we speak now, the profit margin for Fidelity is still above 15%. That's why it was a decline from 17.1 to 15.1% for 2022 financial year ended June 30th, 2022. But for me, it's not a bad one. Other income, as I've said, dropped by 25% to around 2.5 billion from 10 billion from 10.46 billion. This tells you that no other income, despite the other income drop, you can see that the company net interest income was also a boost for them, because the net interest income, was up by 50%, from 50.5 billion to 75.6 billion for the period under review. For me, this is a good one for Fidelity, and this also to guide us certainly what we expect from this bank going into the future. Like I've said, that the expenses for this product also move for like especially for other operating expenses. We are not talking about income and all that, but for other operating expenses, what this way is for banks to be running on diesel for all their product, because light here has not been stable. No, their operating income was also up by 57% up to 43.4 billion from 27.6 billion. You can see all this. But in all this is the first time this bank is going to into dividend payment, and it's a good news for investors of Fidelity. We are seeing that the interim dividend of 10 kobo from 80 kobo was declared, and this gives you an earning yield of about 3.2%. Now you can see, if you look at the yield that came from Stanbic IBTC, that these are the Stanbic IBTC and the ETI are the same class of banks. Why Fidelity lead others others also other second tier banks, but now it's almost moving to what the first tier banks are doing with their interim dividend, paying dividend for the first time. For me, it's a welcome development for Fidelity. It's also a pointer where Fidelity is going, having a 3.2 dividend yield, as I said, and also compared to that of Zenith Bank that was also below about 1 point something. I will tell you there is more potential here, and this also for those that said, because market is somehow, you need to also change your strategy. For income investors, this now from what we are seeing, the Access Bank around 8 naira 20 kobo, and I was expecting anything around not less than 30 kobo there interim dividend. That shows you that also there's opportunity in that kind of trade now, to look the way of Access Bank, looking at what the price and what the expected 30 kobo compared to what we're seeing in in Fidelity. You can see that these banks, like I always say, that banks are the most consistent sector in terms of dividend payout that comes. You can see why those retirees and those pension form always look at the bank sector, because yes, they are well regulated. Your exposure is also might not get much return, but you are in a sector that is well regulated. That also help you to plan your investment. These are the figures for Fidelity Bank. Yes, we want to look at the real market. What is market doing live now as we speak. I will tell that our market, as we speak, is in green, which I've said earlier at the beginning of the class. As we speak now, the MTS index action is trading at 49,803.86. That means about 160.12 up in terms of basic point, representing about 0.34%. This market is in green. If you look at also the market breadth is positive. We have 10 gainers and against the 7 losers. This is good, and you can see that if you look at the 10 gainers at this hour, you can see the life of Guinness Nigeria leading in terms of capital appreciation, price movement, and don't forget that that June is the financial year end for Guinness, and we expect that the retail result should be in the market within between now and end of September. It is 90 days to raise your what unaudited to audited account. We expect that you can see that market is also positioned ahead of that retail result. Guinness is up, followed by Cabaton. Cabaton is top up. You can see correlation insurance among the top gainers. Fidelity is there at this hour. We can see Boa Food. Others that are still on the gainer start are ETI, the life of ICO, Access Corp, and then MTN and Transcorp. These are the ones that are supporting the market to be in this position of green at this hour. On the loser side, like I've said, we have 7. You can see Sovereign Trust Insurance leading the pack, followed by Owando. You can see Sterling Bank. You can see Cornerstone Insurance, UBA, and Zenith Bank that are losing marginally in that also in that chart at this hour. Like I always say that in all this movement, there is fire in terms of volume. So what will add the kind of momentum that to propel this price, and we can see the volume in terms of top trade, in terms of volume. We're seeing the life of Sterling Bank leading there. We're seeing Access Corp. We're seeing LBN Holding. You can see Fidelity Bank. You can see Mutual Benefit. and MTN. These are also stocks that are also on the gainer chart. You can see Access Bank, can see Fidelity, you can equally see MTN. They can see volume. That's why the volume is very, very important as investor or analyst or technical traders. You need to know what is supporting the price. Is the price moving up in that direction? Yes, before the class round up, we want to chat live chat to see what is happening in Access as we speak. Fidelity Bank with the news, and we can also look at what is happening in MTN and ETI. Now look at what is happening in MTN and ETI. We look at the other side, Zenith Bank and UBA, they are still oscillating. Looking forward, the tactical dividend for Zenith Bank is here to impact the price. We will know that it will move more. For those that are positioned for the full year, it's better that you take this one and still hold position for now. But we need to look at the chart of I said Access Corp, ETI, we look at Fidelity, at the same time, we look at what is happening in MTN this morning. You can see those gain about 80 kobo. Want to see what is happening in MTN, and also can quickly look at the chart of Guinness. For Guinness, I won't make much comment, but I will look at the chart. Let's see the pattern of the chart with this expectation of the full year result for the company and see how far it goes. Then can quickly look at what is happening in Transcorp. Transcorp is a stock that we also want to look at. Yes, coming to our chart now, you can see for yourself here as we speak now. If you look at what is happening here, the market is already in green as we speak, which is a good one for me. About reading about now a bit down marginally. It has dropped to around 49,795. Still in green, good one. Let's call up our indicators to also help us look at it so that we can know what the stock is doing. And don't forget that today is the last trading day of the month, the 31st of August. So let's look at what is happening there. I'm using to take a look at our usual money flow, and also I want us to use the stochastic oscillators in this class for today. Look at the stochastic oscillator to see what we are seeing there. Is it a sign that what we expect is happening? Yesterday, that's what we use for analysis so that we can continue from there for more clarity. That's why I'm coming up to see, is it changing? Is it giving you any clue at this point? If you give me a clue, what are you reading from the clue that the indicator is giving you now, or directly? Because I said indicator is made up what the price and what and the volume. That's why you use it to confirm the momentum after looking at your price action or the candlestick. Here, as we speak now, if you look at the index action for the market at this hour, let me bring the zoom it out so that you notice that market remain above the T line. Here is a good sign. You can see here after market have cited for like almost 3 days. You can see it here. The 2 days of marginal decline here, but you can see now this hour above the T line. We're also seeing volume coming out gradually to support this. For me, it's a good sign for the market. But we need to look at the other indicators. Down here, if you look at the market is still above the T line, good. But you also look at what is happening, in the money flow, which is very, very important. I say you that look at what price structure, you look at the money flow and also news in the market. You can see news that are coming. These are positive news as we look forward to see. Expect more news to come. You can see that this morning market fund is entered the market. Here it's small, was an improvement. We're seeing almost 38. Compared to the 35. Market closed yesterday. It's an improvement. And also, if you look at the stochastic, yesterday is almost looking down. But now you can see that the blue that across there will maintain an uptrend. For me, it's a good one. Almost crossing 80, which is very, very good. It tells that momentum is still strong in the market now. After market has started for 2 or 3 days, for me, it's a good sign now that we're seeing if fund will come. But market is in need of more liquidity as we speak now. That's why we have not seen a major leap in terms of what prices up. But liquidity is still. But as more positive news or information comes to the market, you might see this. That's why I'm looking forward to see what will happen in access result. That of UBA and the GT code will further add more momentum to the market as we speak. Yes, quick one, because of our time. Let's look at what is happening in Access Corp. We have seen that of the market now that give us a clue of what we should expect. Then let's forge ahead to see what we should expect from this Access Bank now. Is there any relief? Yes, you can see Access Bank this morning. That if you look at the chart, you can see that it's move up, but you can see it's also coming down again. It has touched as high as 850 this morning. We are seeing around around 830. It's a good one. We are seeing money flow that front entering the line as it across the T line on a day chart. It's a very good one. You can see front entering. You can see improvement in the momentum indicator. But let's look at 1 hour chart for this stock. That will give us a good yes. On the 1 hour after it has touched that 850, you can see that's continue to do a decline here. Money flow is looking down. You can see also momentum indicator is also looking down at this point because of what after touching 850 we're seeing a what a pullback. That means selling pressure continue. The people that are selling down the stock are still bent to sell down. But for those that are thinking medium and long, you can see that it's opportunity for you to also take advantage of the stock. I see that there is potential in what in the stock. I can see the potential. I can see the stock as a money flow. Yes, it's low, but I see that there's potential in Access Bank. Let's quickly look at Fidelity. We just saw the number. Let's see how market is reacting to this number. Sorry, let's see how market is reacting to this number. It's very Fidelity. How market is reacting to this number. Very important. You can see for yourself very easy now that it has jumped the T line now, which is good. Yes, it has gone aside of touching almost 320, but now coming down to trade around 340. Well, I think open at 304 today. I can see money flow trying to look up. I see green buy position here, and also momentum has also given a sign that the blue one has got the red one. This is a good signal that is also looking up here for for the stock on a day chart. We want to quickly look at 1 hour chart for Fidelity. Fidelity 1 hour chart remains strong. I can see that the last 2 hours now, you can see what the movement. You can see the jump here. I think almost touched the 320 before selling at around 349. You can also see another green now. For me, it's a good one for the stock around 320, 349, so around 317 now. These are the things we are seeing in the stock. Money flow is still looking up, but this where money flow is very important, above 50 to around 70 or 71. If for me it's a good one for Fidelity, let's see how far this number will support the stock. Like I told you earlier, for those that are thinking for income investors, the stock to look at. Don't forget what they paid last year. Now with the earnings we are seeing for around 80 kobo, to give you an insight to what we should expect from this kind of stock. Let's look at the life of Guinness. Let's see what is happening in Guinness, Nigeria now. But let's see the chart formation in that stocks. Let's see the chart formation in that stock. What is happening in Guinness, Nigeria? That will be fine. Let's see what is happening in Guinness, Nigeria. This is a 1 hour chart for Guinness, Nigeria. You can see it has gone aside of the same one I can see, but now it's also stayed down. Now you can see the red position after it has run up and came down. This is a 1 hour chart. You can see money flow trying to look up positive flat. But it's a good thing. The momentum is still very sharp here on the 1 hour chart. For me, it's a good one. Look at where money flow is above 50 to 72. For me, it's also a good one to keep our eyes on. But let's look at the day chart for the stock. It's among the gainers, really the gainers chart. Yes, on the day chart, trading above the T line. Don't forget that the kind of movement it has trended for a long time, but now you can see that it's trying to make a move. But still in green around 84 now, after touching almost 88, 89 for this sector different. Still good. Money flow is looking up. That's why that is marginally below 50 and to read around 40. It's good. We are seeing the momentum here. Yes, they already crossed. It's a good one, but the momentum is not as strong as expected, but still very okay. It's not a bad one for gainers at this point in time. Yeah. I'll quickly also look at Transcorp before look at MTN to call the class a day. Let's look at MTN because our time is fast spent. I know that we didn't start exactly 12. That's why we're going to look at MTN and the Transcorp to round up the class for today. There's no cause for panicking in the market. We're saying yes, despite the position of MTN as at this hour, looking at the daily chart, is still slightly below the T line. We're seeing fund entering the stock to hit around 40 for something good, and also see a little improvement on momentum. Good. We need information, and also those that are taking advantage of the price remain a bit stable. around this period, this price range of 90 to 200, you can take opportunity to look at the one and see where the stock is going and accumulate depending on your investment goal and where how long you want to stay. I see potential in MTN. You can see that in the chart. The chart is becoming to stay strong resistance to speak. You can see volume now in the stock here. Let's what that volume was yesterday. Saw that good volume yesterday also at the end of the day. The money flow around them like 49 on a 1 hour chart. It's not a bad one. But let's still keep our finger crossed for MTN as we speak now. Lastly, let's look at the Transcorp. Transcorp price has remained a bit down for all this while. But I said that is creating opportunity for those that are designing to know exactly what to do with Transcorp. You know that Transcorp now earnings performance has improved despite what we are seeing in terms of low payout and the market not reacting more. But I believe consequently when they improve their payout, we might see a jump in their price also. But you can start to speak now, it's trading below the T line on the 1 hour chart. Money flow is still looking up to reach almost 70 again. Good one, and we're seeing a good move here from what we call oversold, trying to turn up. It's a good sign we're seeing here technically. These signs are positive signs. That's why the on the 1 hour we're seeing the price remaining a bit under pressure, but I believe that the momentum indicators are confirming a good sign for the stock on the 1 hour. But let's look at the day chart. On the day chart, yes, it's red but still above the T line, slightly above the T line. Money flow is looking up to read around 39, 38. Good one, and momentum indicators still confirming an uptrend. That's why you can see the signal we're seeing, the signal that are positive for stock. And don't forget, I said that this month of September will be a very expect a very high volatility in the market, but nevertheless, those stocks that also sustain a positive trend in terms of performance and that will also support their price. But I've seen that post-election, we're going to see a speed in prices, especially whoever that comes forward as a winner at the end of the day, because reform is what we need to keep this economy. And if that reform comes, there will be jump in some sectors. That's why those that are preparing for the master class for October, I will tell you we are positioning ahead, and those stocks that also will position for Q3 master class, I will tell you there are still very potential for them to make up the upside. Just so your position. I look forward to see you for this one because of the changing trend in the market. We're going to also discuss a new trend entirely in the market, combining our fundamental and technicals and pick those stocks and how also you to show advance your trading education so that you can also further boost your bottom line at the end of the day. We look forward to see you at that coming master class in October. I think my team has from tomorrow or Friday they roll out the link where you can start registration ahead of time. I'll say a big thank you for your time and say enjoy the rest of your trading day. Our market is still maintaining a positive position. I believe that today is the last trading day of the month. Yes, my say for nutrition, I'll tell you, nutrition will come more in what end of the quarter, which is the end of September. But it's a good close if you can close that positive today, and that will also support the market. Saying that the month we're entering is still, a volatile period and a very dicey month. I believe that investors should stay glued with their word to the system and what the market and see where to take advantage of the market. Always have some fun in your portfolio to take advantage when market presents it. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your trading day.